217 Recovery Podcast. Corey Winfield.
Ryan back then.
We are live in St. Joseph. Well, kind of live. As live as we can be. I mean, it's a podcast, man. We could go live, but you wouldn't be listening
really
right
here
now
right now.
12:55 p.m. Yeah. We're live, bro. No, we're in St. Joe at the
Riverview Park.
Yep. For the Recovery Month celebration. It's Recovery Month. It's September. And they're actually having a recovery picnic. And, man, it's so good to be home and amongst my people. So I'm seeing a lot of people that I was in a treatment with. Yeah, I'm not going to put them on blast or say their names, even though they wouldn't care. You know, that's the point of it. So Chuck, my friend Alex, I saw her. I was good friends with her dad. You know, she said she has 14 months. That's amazing. I saw Big Chuck. Chuck was awesome, man. He was so funny. We had groups together. We would go to outpatient, intensive outpatient is what they call the IOP. And we did that. And Chuck was a blast, man. And he just told me 6 months off cigarettes. Because, he had some things that he's probably over a year. Oh, for sure he's over a year.
That's good.
But to see the people coming out, and my homeboy Malcolm, he's here. And he's like from England. He's got that accent going. But it's funny, and it's great to see people who that were struggling at one point, and now they're doing so well. And a lot of people here, Ryan, I see it, they're actually giving back. They're helping the community. Uriah's here. We'll talk to him on a podcast a little bit later. But it's a good day, man. I got to witness greatness. Ed, if you want to jump over here, my friend Ed is here. There's a microphone right there. I know a real host would probably give you a chair, but I mean, you can sit here if you want, or you can just. I know how this works. You can pick up the microphone. Yeah, there you go.
You hold it. It's a tabletop that you hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walk right into that.
All right, like this. Am I doing all right?
Kind of more like straight on.
More like this. All right.
I usually just rest it on my finger.
Well, this is fancy, man. Not fancy enough to have enough chairs, but
Right. I mean, we got two nice chairs. Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm comfortable. Thanks.
Ed, what do you give us on our setup presentation? You're a consultant.
Well, your initial setup, you get like a 6. I'd give you an 8 right now. You don't have guest chairs.
Oh.
And your candy's all chocolate except for the fun dip, which is kind of a lot of work. I mean, some Jolly Ranchers would be good.
It's melting away too.
All your chocolate's really melting.
It's a little warm out here today.
So we get dinged for bringing good chocolate candy and for not having.
Well, it is over 80.
Well, we're from the north, bro.
You got to know your crowd.
Okay.
And your location.
But everything else, though, I mean, you like the tent, the table, the cloth,
everything looks
banner,
good. Yeah,
and
you
you
did a
walk
good
over,
job.
like,
I mean, all your swag here looks good, and
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ed. You were part of one of the greatest moments I've ever seen in my life. It was slow motion for me. Let me explain what happened.
Because it was slow motion.
Yeah.
You ever seen a big guy jump?
It was amazing. And it was all going on right in front of me as I just, I
just watched.
Because that's what I do.
It was in awe.
Yeah, and it was great. It was great for me to watch it, I'm glad that you guys had the opportunity to do that, A lot of people don't look at it like opportunities.
Well, I seen Corey wasn't doing nothing. I'm like, somebody better grab this.
Yeah. And so what happened? So we get here, we set up the tent, the AKA kite, and I didn't think to get chairs or stakes for the which we have now. Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.
And so we get here, and we're just chatting away, and next thing you know, a big gust of wind comes. Lifts our tent and our banner, which our banner is tied to the tent, the back of it. So this baby's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, in slow motion, it's just, just picking up like Dorothy's house, Wizard of Oz. And then I see Ryan just jump. And Ryan's not the tallest guy in the world, but he jumps, and he probably got about 8 foot of air.
But Ryan's in shape, though. I mean, the guy looks like he just walked out of a gym.
Yeah, he's pretty, he actually did this morning.
Did he?
Yeah. He had to tone up a little. I was like, dude, what are you doing to yourself, bro? I was like, one of us has to look good, and that's you.
Yeah.
So go hit the gym, stay away from the French toast. That's for me. And then we can go. But anyway, so he jumps up, got about 8 foot air, grabs the side. I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, turning because like slow motion's going on. And then I see you, Ed, like a cheetah cat. Just jump up, man. And you grab the other side of the tent, and you were like, you're not going anywhere.
Like a cat grabbing a bird right out the air.
Yeah, it was actually more like Shaq dunking. It wasn't pretty, but it was functional.
See, to me, it was. Maybe it was the view I had. But it was like Odell Beckham's catch
Yeah.
against the Cowboys, where he caught it.
One-handed grab.
And like it was like behind him, and then you brought it back.
Yeah, but the one and only time in my life I've been referred to something I did looking like a professional athlete.
Oh, it was amazing. Man. Don't see. You got to just say thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
That's something we learn in recovery when people say, "Hey, you're looking good,"
Yeah.
And if people in recovery, we don't really understand, how that works sometimes. Oh, I'm going to pause this right now though, because they're doing the speaker talk. All right, so we're back. And that was probably the weirdest break ever for us. I mean,
Yeah.
what you just did is traveled in time, like an hour and a half. Because last time you were just talking, like just seconds ago.
Yep.
That was an hour and a half ago.
It was an hour and a half ago.
Time traveling.
And it's raining now.
Yeah.
We did a little speaking.
Yeah, we did a little speaking, and we were talking about the tent flying away, the best saves ever, but now we can talk about other things, recovery related, besides, getting up there and speaking and seeing all my friends in recovery here. It's just been amazing. But, Ed, you knew me back in the day during my active addiction, stuff like that. We talked a little bit about fantasy football.
Nope.
And how you didn't want to be in the league. And I've told that story many times on previous podcasts. Yeah. Because it was one of those moments and one of those things that stuck in my head. And how I remember it is I was in the hospital, or maybe it was when I just got out, but I remember talking to you on the phone, and you were going to drive down to Fort Smith.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you were telling me that the doctors told you your liver's not working, you were jaundiced real bad, and he was like, it's not good, and it didn't sound like you were going to make it much longer.
Yeah. It wasn't good, no. But
Still in denial at that point.
I knew my super genes would start that baby back up again. No, it really was kind of scary. Now looking back at it, I realize now how close it really was. But I made it through. And Kathy, the woman who's responsible for putting this recovery picnic on, she kind of pulled me to the side and was like, God saved you for a reason, Corey. She's like, you keep doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You keep doing this, and you're going to help a lot of people.
Yep.
And that really meant a lot to me. Because I said what I said when I was up there. I was like, and I was just telling a story about Riverwood and how, in my mind back then, it was like, oh, well, they're just doing it for the money, and that's the only reason why they do it for the money.
Well, we are rich and famous now.
Yeah, Ryan and I are rich and famous,
Yeah.
according to some people. But
Yeah, he came in the Bentley, and
yeah, and I rented, and I hope they give me my $250 back for it. Otherwise, it's ramen noodles and bread, which I could probably use. I should just fast anyway, I'll try that out. But no, she got up there, and she, talked about doing it for the money. But we'll get back to that in just a second. But when she said that, that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm not out here trying to do a podcast and try to be a doctor. I'm not. No. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. Ryan and I, we do the podcast. We joke around. We have fun. For us, fun in recovery is better than suck ass in recovery.
Yeah.
It depends who's maybe. But.
Keeps us involved in recovery. Still thinking about it, but still doing things, growing. Mm-hmm. Just talk about all our things. I go to a lot of meetings, but just a lot of reflection.
Were you surprised to see that we were coming down here?
No. I've been, kind of watching from the outside. I listen to a podcast here and there, but it's, it's different from somebody from the outside looking in. Like, I listen a lot. When I listen, I'm listening because I know you, and I've watched you go from heavy addiction to almost dying to, this recovery center to that recovery center, and I've heard the stories of it's about money. It's the same thing here. I got it. I can do it. Where you were there for 3 days and you're going to do it on your own now. And it's as a friend you can say, hey man, you should probably listen to these people. But you weren't ready. So it's. Oh, it's just it's different. It's different for me, I guess, as an outsider.
Yeah, and we've had people email us too to tell us, I'm not in addiction, but my husband is, and listening to you and Ryan or hearing Anna talk about something, something like we'll say, and she's the one that was like, I never even thought about it like that, and that explains a lot, to what my husband's doing and what he's going through. So stuff like that, really it helps us too, Ed, because, you're not in recovery. And,
Yeah, grab some stuff.
like the things that you've seen from the outsider's perspective is something that we want to take into, consideration too. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes it's just like we're just talking and nobody's listening.
Oh,
and I remember when I said
it
about
feels
my
like
brother,
that
and
most
I'm
of the
like,
time.
oops.
Yeah, there's a couple podcasts I've listened to where I'm like, dude, you guys realize this is a podcast where you want people to listen to it, right? Because I get the story's funny to you guys, but even you guys describing it later, it was just like, yeah, I don't get it. But
We're very misunderstood.
Yeah.
That's been Corey's life.
Well, things happen.
Yeah.
I get a little excited sometimes.
Yeah.
I might go off on a tangent.
Yeah, he gets off the page once in a while.
But that's what it's about, man. And we're not everybody's cup of tea either. Some people, they want to listen to a recovery podcast. They want to hear a doctor tell them exactly what's going on.
Doctors,
and why this and
therapists.
that. And, we just try to come at it from a different angle. Some people are entertained by it. Our listener from St. Louis the other day, Kevin, lost his uncle, and he heard us talking about the monster that Boyne City has roaming the streets. I saw it the other day. I almost hit it with my car. He said he just started laughing, and he was like, that I needed that, and yeah, it might have been a silly story, but for him, he needed it, and maybe that's what it was for. But I really hope that animal doesn't find me in an alley one day. What?
Was it an elk?
No, man. I don't know what it was. It was I don't know. Like
He describes it
Shredder.
as being like
Not Shredder.
Splinter off of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, man. It was like this big
rat.
black mass. Yeah. Almost. And it was just, I don't know what it was. And it had...
It was probably a raccoon with mange.
It was big, Ed. See, what kind of car is that over there?
That's a Jeep.
It was about the size of that door. But on the ground.
And you still are clean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ask him
I'm
that
just
every
checking,
day.
I had
man.
my glasses on and
Really?
everything. Yep, I had my glasses because it was at night. I had my brights on, and I turned the corner. I was like, what the... And it was just like cocky walking. So cocky. It was like, you ain't going to hit me. I'll mess your car up. I was like, what is it? And then I got scared.
They say Pig Store didn't happen, so,
And I don't know, Ed. I don't know. I just hope that I never run into that thing, whatever it is, because it looked mean, man. It looked like it didn't even care.
Well, out in Sister Lakes, we got the Dewey Lake Monster.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Oh, you've never heard about that? Oh, yeah, Sister Lakes, they have the Bigfoot parade. Because we got the Dewey Lake Monster
We
out
are
there.
going to have to
A lot
do
of
that.
drinking happening there. A lot of drugs, maybe.
It's actually really kind of a small thing. I mean, if you know anything about Sister
Really?
Lakes,
It's
it's
pretty small?
Yeah, don't blink. You'll miss it. But they have a parade, and fire department has somebody come in and do some barbecue. It's really phenomenal. But the little bitty places got like with 2 breweries now, so that's what No, I really don't go, but
What does Whitmer think about that? Your governor, Ed.
Oh boy.
What does she think? Does she know that kids like cranberry flavored and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's cranberry.
I really don't think you want to get into politics on your podcast,
we do.
especially with me, because
Cranberry flavored beer. Whitmer,
Yeah.
she gets wind of it, it'll be done. What do you think about what she's going to do with hunting?
I think everybody's finding out what kind of a kook she really is. Personally, don't get me wrong. We've talked about the vaping, and I don't care for it. I don't smoke. I don't vape. What irritates me is when people vape and they're blowing a cloud on you and it's just vapor, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't want it. But yeah, she's a kook. She's this whole budget thing. She won't pass a budget because they're not raising our taxes. They're like, we're giving you your road funding, we're giving you this other thing you wanted by redoing the budget, and you're not going to pass it because we're not raising taxes. It's all a political game.
Yeah, I don't know where she's coming from. She's in left field.
Well, you heard what she's going to do about hunting, right?
Get recalled as governor?
No, I mean, I heard from an inside informant, and it's not Deep Throat.
Yeah.
No, this is Cream Pie.
Yeah, cream pie.
Real deep informant, Cream Pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, inside informant,
Inside
real inside
edition.
informant, Cream Pie. So, they said that because the mosquitoes have killed 3 people in Michigan.